Here we are, and we're live. Thanks as always, Janine. Welcome everybody to the Tummy Whisperer podcast. I am your tummy whispering host, Renee Barish. I'm excited to be here with everybody today on this beautiful day today. What kind of weather do you have in Florida?
Summer weather in Florida tends to rain every day at the end of the day, but right now it's beautiful.
Okay, we'll take it. Yeah, we're getting that kind of really cold overnight where it's trying to move into the fall weather, but then still sunny and hot during the day. So I'm still waking up early to walk the dog and get him his 3 miles. And he's been passed out ever since we got back. But it's good. He's sleeping.
Boy.
Yeah, he's such a good boy. Well, I'm excited to be here with everybody today. I wonder how everybody's doing. I know for everybody watching, you've got questions scrolling in your mind. And today we're going to talk about a really fun subject, something that most people are aware of and familiar with, and most people not quite sure how to step into it. We're going to talk about digestion and detoxification because they go hand in hand. So a lot of people will find me, they'll call me thinking that they need a good detox because they feel awful. And while that's not completely wrong, detox is okay. There's a lot of information out there that, and a lot of detoxes, a lot of things you can buy, but you don't know what's right for you. And I want to kind of go through some of these facts and myths about detoxification, what it means, what it can look like in terms of just eating the right foods and digesting it properly. That in and of itself is detoxifying. And we're going to try to kind of like pick apart these sort of different segments of detoxification. So I think how we'll start is, how do you know if you need to detoxify? I'm just going to go out on a limb and say everybody needs gentle cleansing for their organs, their lymph, their liver, their kidneys. What is a good way to detoxify? There's a million things that you can do that are free, like breathing, for now, until they start charging us for air. So breathing is a great way to detoxify. So what I recommend for my clients is even after a meal, or when you can, take 30 seconds and just take a deep breath in and lift your chin up. You're going to open up that rib cage, and then you exhale when you drop the chin. It starts to open up the neck. It starts to open up the cranial lymphatic pump. It starts to open up the rib cage, so you have better digestion. And you don't have to do that after mealtime. It's helpful for good digestion, but you can do that first thing in the morning. You could do it in your car at a stoplight. You literally can do it. Am I missing you? Oh, there you are. Okay. You can do it in your car at a stoplight. You can just take 1 minute at home and just start your day with 3-4 deep breaths in. Inhaling, chin up, exhale, chin down. And you can use your own rate of respiration, whatever feels good. So that's one way to start just kind of grounding yourself and detoxifying. Another way to detoxify is a little warm lemon water with a little salt in the morning. That's a great way to give the liver a little gentle push. And just a little pinch of salt, a little squeeze of lemon, a little warm water, just half a coffee cup full. Sip it slowly. Do your breathing. You've already started a bigger detox than you can take with any other supplements, truly, because you're using your body's own natural resources, your electrolytes, your salt, your water, things that your body needs and is made of, right? So that's a good way to start in terms of what can you do to detoxify. Breathing, moving, walking. If you have a little rebounder at home, that's also a good way to kind of move your lymph. There's a lot of devices that move lymph. There's so many things that move the lymph, but anything is helpful. Another thing that we look at for detoxification is, proper diet and digestion. That's one of the things that back up our organs of detoxification, the kidneys, the liver, the lymph. If we're not digesting an anti-inflammatory diet, we're backing up those on-ramps on the expressway where we need all the traffic to be moving, right? So in the job of the kidney's job is to clean and filter the blood 7 to 10 times an hour. It's a very busy organ. Well, what happens when there's undigested food particles, bacteria, toxins, pollutants in the environment, in your beauty products, all the things that the kidney cannot filter out, we get a backup in the kidney. What does a backup in the kidney look like? Could look like dark circles under the eyes, could look like nausea, could look like a little bit of skin inflammation. There's a lot of things related to how the kidney gets backed up. Fast forward to the liver. The liver is not just an organ of detoxification, it's an organ of digestion. The liver is responsible for making the bile. The bile is what squirts and regulates by the gallbladder. The gallbladder regulates it, helps degrease and digest our fats. Putting in those fats are helpful, but if we can't digest them, we're going to back up the liver. So you guys see where I'm going with this? It's kind of a cat chasing its tail. How do we know if we have liver insufficiency and liver backup? First order of business, your skin. Your skin is your emergency exit for the liver. If you have eczema, psoriasis, rashes, hives, zits, fungus, all that, anything related to your skin, your nails, your toenails, you know that the liver is overwhelmed and we need to change that garbage liner. You wouldn't leave your garbage can in your kitchen full for years. And if you would, I'm never coming to your house. So we have to do the same thing for our liver. And one of the ways we help the liver is by digesting a good anti-inflammatory diet. Of course, you guys knew I'd relate this back to digestion, because if you're putting in things the body can't digest, of course, I just painted a picture for you of what happens with the liver and the kidneys. Now, let's take it a step farther. If the liver and kidneys are already backed up, the lymph system is going to start to get involved. And some people can feel swollen lymph nodes, and that's where your bad stuff is heading. If you're swollen in the lymph, you're heading toward a bad diagnosis that you don't want to hear from your doctor. So breathing, walking, moving, digesting a good anti-inflammatory diet, keeping that lymphatic system moving and clean, keeping that liver clean is helpful. I mentioned how to clean the lymph earlier. I mentioned breathing, walking, moving, arm raises. If you want to actually accentuate that breathing exercise I gave you in the beginning of the podcast, when you take your breath in, chin up, you can bring your arms up, and then when you exhale, bring your arms down. So you're making a half snow angel. So inhale up, exhale down. Use your own rate of respiration. It does not have to be slow. It can be slow if you enjoy that. I find some people get a little dizzier if they do it too fast, but you don't have to do it super slow. Find your speed. And don't hyperextend your neck. Go to your comfort level of where your neck can just slightly, your chin can move up. If your neck is stiff like mine, you need your chiropractor. I'm going tomorrow. Anyway, so those are physical things as well. A lot of people will look at doing cleanses. I love the Ayurveda, the IO1 and the I-70. It's probably next on your list, Janine, for gentle liver, lymph, kidney cleansing. Not so much a hard, heavy hit of detoxification, but you want to cleanse your organs every day. You wash your face every day. You shower at least, hopefully, a few times a week. You cleanse your skin. You want to cleanse your organs as well. And those are a great way to do it. So what I do in the morning, I make Mark and I our little shots with our lemon water, our salt, the IO1, the I-70, and we just drink it down. If we have time, do our breathing. And it's a great way to just cleanse the organs. And cleansing is very, very important. So, if people are thinking about doing like a parasite cleanses, detoxification, you always want to make sure that what I'm talking about here is in place. Because if you start trying to detoxify, if you're still eating a diet that isn't being digested properly and you have a microbiome that's out of whack, you're going to feel awful. And I can't tell you how many times in 22 years people have come to me saying, I did a detox and I felt worse. And they did it because they felt bad and they thought they'd feel better. But because we didn't have a good anti-inflammatory diet in place and digesting it properly, they felt awful. And you can detoxify too quickly. You really want to. Yeah, go ahead, Janine.
I have a quick question, because I've always had skin issues my whole life. Is that because I'm not drinking enough water?
That's one of the reasons. And what kind? what would you say your skin issues are?
I get a little bit of acne, but I've always had that. I mean, I'm 43 years old and I'll still get zits I still get a little bit of, nothing like rosacea. I don't have a skin disorder, but I've always had pimples and blackheads, and my skin's never been where I want it to be.
Yeah, and I know the topical aloe vera is better. It's helping,
Mhm.
but you're still getting little breakouts here and there.
And I know
Is it?
I don't drink enough water. I just know it.
Yeah, you know what you could do? You can get I'll have to order you my favorite electrolytes, and they'll make you drink water, because usually one of the reasons people don't drink water is because it's boring. Like, it doesn't taste like anything and you're not inclined to drink it. I love water. It's probably a job hazard for me, but I also like to put my little electrolytes in, and it makes me drink more water. So that is definitely something for you to look at. But two for you, Janine, probably liver. Do you find that it's like around hormonal time, or is it not necessary? You're not really
Both.
sure.
Both.
Oh, in between. So ovulation.
More
and
so
menstruation?
ovulation. More so at that
Menstruation.
time, but pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, the hormones are definitely shifting at ovulation and menstruation. I mean, there's a
Mhm.
dip and a plummet and a peak and a steady, and I mean, there's an ebb and flow for sure. But if it's really for sure peaking for you at menstruation and ovulation time, I can already tell you that the liver is overwhelmed, and hydration would be a great way for you to move into getting some of that stuff, moved out. And the IO1 and the I7 would be great for you. We'll talk when we're done. See if we can get to balance you out.
Carry on, carry on.
Well, I'll carry on. So in terms of diet, again, everybody finds their sweet spot for what is good for your diet, myself included. It's like, I've been eating a little bit more dairy lately for whatever reason. My body's wanting it. I like to intuitively eat and also be respectful of what I know is going to be okay for me. And I've been, feeling just fine. So I'm grateful there. We'll kind of see what blood work shows in a month or two. But use your intuition and your guidance. And, if you're not sure what to eat and you're not sure what any of this looks like in terms of wanting to feel better, of course, I'm always available. You guys can find me at thetummywhisperer.com. And there's so many moving parts to healthier living. And it really starts with just one thing. And if you can start with one thing and make it a habit by taking a couple deep breaths after a meal, it could be a conversation starter. Can you imagine being at a restaurant and then all of a sudden, oh, what are you doing? I'm digesting my food better. It is just a way to help the body open up those detoxification pathways. The best way to open up detoxification pathways are movement, breathing, hydration, good digesting. Of course, everybody knows I'm a fan of supplements, the right ones at the right time. Doesn't have to be a big, ginormous cleanse. When I do get my stool test results back from my clients, we certainly do work on cleansing, because I'll see how backed up the liver is from the stool test in terms of the microbiome and in terms of what's not moving. So it's cool because we add in liver sauce. It's actually a product called liver sauce. We add in things to help the liver push those things out, metabolites that we see on testing that are causing more liver backup. So remember all the environmental pollutants, air purifiers. In fact, I just got the Wellness air purifier. Just got it last week, and I've had the big expensive ones that work fine. They're HEPA filters, but they're loud, and I'm glad that I'm breathing cleaner air, but the noise factor is a little bit of a deterrent. So I love the Wellness Air brand. It was developed by Suzanne Summers' son, who I have a lot of respect for. Suzanne Summers, she was a wonderful advocate for good health. She made her product line. I never had the Thigh Master, but I could probably use it now. But she was really a real pioneer for good, healthy products. And I liked a lot of the stuff that she had for people to have healthier living. So the Wellness air purifier, it's small, about maybe this big. It's quiet, and it mimics what you would feel in a forest, because it mimics that hydroxyl ion that you get coming off of leaves. in the forest. And what I've noticed is even downstairs, so I have it downstairs, it covers about 1,000 square feet. When I go downstairs, the air feels really thin. I don't feel like there's any particulate in the air. It's nice, so I'm saving for one up here because I got my big HEPA ones up here, but I'd like those to filter the dust particles.
Do you notice any difference with the filters?
This Wellness one I do, and my ion filters I do. So I have both, but I do love that Wellness brand, and I think I actually have a coupon link. We could put it in the. I'll text it to you, and you can throw it in the comments there. But yeah, Wellness is a great company. Breathing clean air, guys. It's critical. It's hard to do these days. We're just surrounded by all the things, all the stuff in the sky, all the stuff on the ground, all the Roundup, all the pollutants, all the chemicals, all the construction. Mark and I were just driving home yesterday around Route 12, and we see this big black cloud. And Mark said, "Do you know what that is?" Mark, my husband, and I looked up. I said, "No." And he said, "Because there's no wind, that black cloud is all the car pollution collecting up right above us. And then right in front of us was the diesel truck. Everybody hates diesel, right? It smells disgusting. It's gross. And the truck just let out a plume of smoke that was like in the car for almost 5 minutes. I was so happy I didn't have the dog with me. And I was almost going to turn off the road and like go a different direction because I can't stand that stuff. And it's really hard on your body. So, and indoor air is super polluted. I was talking about outdoor air, but your people mostly are indoors. So if you can have clean air indoors, you're really helping your detoxification pathways. So just to recap, we've covered a lot of things. Better detoxification through better digestion, moving, breathing, walking. Smaller meals can also be helpful too, not having such a big meal. And really, I'm really trying to be fanatical about this one. Give yourself 2 to 3 hours, 3 hours at least. 2 is okay, from your last meal till the time you go to bed. If you need a little tiny piece of fruit before bed, that's totally okay, or like a hard-boiled egg. If you wake up with a blood sugar issue and you need a little protein, that's fine. But your last chewing meal should be 3 hours or more. 2 hours is okay. Eating right before bed is the worst. So that makes for bad cortisol shifts and poor sleep and just dysregulation throughout the body. So it's another thing that you can do to help your body detoxify, is giving yourself a nice eating window between your last meal and bed, and even resting your digestive system in the morning if you're not really hungry. A very small intermittent fast could work as well too. And that could look like maybe a 12-hour fast if you go to bed at 9:30 and you wake up at 7, don't eat till 9:30. If you can go longer, in a 14-hour fast is great. And doing that a couple days a week would really give your digestive system a rest, which also in turn rests the rest of your detoxification pathways, because you're not asking your organs to try to metabolize and filter all the debris from what we eat. Anyway, that was a lot to unpack today.
It's a lot. And when you detox too, you sweat is an integral part of that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, big time. I mean, sweating is great. I can't believe I even forgot about that. Saunas, they make sauna blankets. You can looks like a sleeping bag. You can just lay in your sauna for half an hour and sweat to the oldies.
Yeah.
My hot flashes from menopause have been like my own form of detox. That's been great. Every time I have a hot flash, I'm like, I'm detoxifying as I'm sweating.
I love it.
But awesome. Yeah, sweating is great. If you do some sweating, make sure you're rinsing off with the cool water afterwards. Sweating is great. One of the best ways you can detoxify for sure. Probably the best way, via sweating for sure. Yeah. Well, as always, this has been fun, short but sweet today, because we don't want to hit detoxification, over the head with a hammer. It's something that you kind of want to lean into. You want to kind of give yourself the idea of what it looks like to detoxify, and start with very small baby steps. Just the intention of detoxification is also helpful too. If you kind of just set your intention, for a clean body, you naturally, your body will just want to follow suit. So you could put on a little bit of ambient music or a little meditation, whatever you like. Give yourself permission and a moment to sit, breathe before you answer that next email, before you check your text message, before you figure out what the heck's for dinner, right? I'm talking about me and everybody that I'm talking to, right? Give yourself permission to take a moment. It's critical. We're in overdrive all the time. Our bodies can't get a rest, and we need it for better health. So with that, I hope everybody takes some time to breathe, drink a little more water, use your electrolytes, get sweating, walking, and moving. And of course, if anybody has any questions, I'm always here.
Remember to follow, like, and share. Go to the Tummy Whisperer. You can find her on all platforms, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you digest your digital content.
I see what you did there.
Isn't that great?
Thank you, Janine.
You're welcome.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon.